Like,
he's going to end up looking like an extra off Last of the Mohicans or something. They're going to take half of his. It's not going to happen, you know.
No. I mean, conversely, I agree with the Canelo fight and stopping that. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, that was a structural damage thing, though, wasn't it? That's not superficial.
A couple more on there and shit might start falling out.
Yeah. Imagine that.
It's just the structural compartment of that area of his face was just... There's 3 places, right? Broken in 3 places, yeah. There's not a lot holding that. There's basically skin holding that together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And I know we're jumping about here a bit, but the shift in that fight was when Billy Joe Saunders stuck his tongue out at Canelo. I watched it back a couple of times. I watched it live, and I was thinking to myself, like, the commentators were divided on who they thought was winning, and I wasn't exactly sure why. And I kind of felt like they were looking for a way to score it for Billy Joe Saunders. And there were a couple of rounds where you could make an argument that he was being the more assertive fighter, but it was less because he was controlling and more because Canelo was kind of cruising. It felt like. I mean, that's just my opinion, because then when he turned it on, he was like, no,
he's just world class, isn't he?
He sets the world class.
That world class have that ability to do that, where they can just cruise and assess and, not take too much damage, not inflict too much damage, but they're just assessing what's going on. And then they're like, oh, I got it. I figured it. Right now, I'll put it on you.
Yeah.
And now it's done.
I mean, what was he when he fought Mayweather? Is he, 23? Can you imagine how much he learned in his first loss?
Yeah.
And the other thing as well, there was a really nice piece on BBC iPlayer, funnily enough, although it is on the DAZN app as well, which I've been enjoying recently. And it's like a Road to Greatness documentary on Canelo, and it's awesome. It's really, really cool. Nicely edited. I mean, and there's so many highlights from his fights as well. You kind of spoil it for choice.
Such cool shows, didn't they? They got a bit burnt with the...
they just got a bit repetitive after a while.
Yeah, it's just the same thing. Like, it starts with skipping.
And plus, they cost a lot of money. And how many fights get, reorganised or cancelled? Or like, how many times did they make content for
how many times
Ferguson,
have you done a war room and had to put it on the back burner?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I just finished the Leon Edwards Diaz one. Yeah. Like, that's the problem with doing those shows. But when, like, HBO used to invest a lot of money in those shows, I used to be buzzing to watch a Roy Jones
knowing
Jr.
what we know now about how much it costs to create that sort of content, they must have been spending a fortune.
Yeah. Well, okay, no, let's just rephrase that. Knowing how much they spent to create that content. Like,
in that format, the way that they've traditionally done it.
Exactly. Like, that's what we actually know is that's not necessary. No. Like all that money
you don't need to pay 16 people to make that that one piece.
And if you find people that love doing that kind of stuff, they're going to do a great job. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Like what the Raptors do with a MacBook and a GH5 is amazing.
Isn't it?
And like that, I think that's finding the balance is not spending too much on that promotional content, but making it really watchable. And they just smashed it with that Canelo documentary.
Yeah.
He's vicious.
That kind of documentary is like 30 for 30s, America's Love Game, it. Behind the scenes for a big fight coming up. I could just watch that all day. All day.
Yeah.
Love it.
Those old HBO ones, I used to watch them before going to the gym just to get me fired up. But yeah, Canelo just looks amazing. It's so interesting to watch how he approaches the fight. I might do a breakdown on it, an aftermath. I've seen a couple of people in the comments, but he was like, just the way he was like leaning towards the power hand, and then punishing him for it when he was throwing it, slipping it, hitting to the body. Beautiful pressure.